So I want to talk about this idea of God stretching. And it would explain so much of our challenges that we have in life. I want you to think about God stretching you and God pulling you and God pushing you. Like, we don't realize that God is stretching and pulling, not to what we think we can handle, but He's stretching and pulling us to where He knows we can handle. That's way beyond what we think we can do. See, God is the manufacturer. Yeah, He knows what the safe operating limits are for us. He knows how much we can be stretched. He knows how much we can be pulled. We don't know it. See, we know that we can go so far, and we know we can go a little bit farther. But we don't understand the full capacity. We don't understand what we're fully able to do, just what we've experienced, and we know we could go beyond what we've experienced, but we don't know how far, but God does. See, God is stretching you not to what you know you could do, but what He knows. Does it blow your mind to think about what that is? With God in you, how far can you be stretched? How much can you do? Is there even a limit? Doesn't that change things? See, what God will do is He will push you. God will stretch you, and you feel like you can't do it. It's too much. It's too outside of your bounds. God, I can't do this. God is too much. He stretches you more and more and more and more, stretches you more and more and more, and then you give up because you're like, I cannot do this. This is not me. This is not who I am. I'm not capable of it. But you got to understand, God knows how far you could be stretched. So then you'll fall back. You'll run away. But what you got to understand is that God will call you back and He'll say, okay, let's try again. And then He'll push you. But now you know that you can go this far. Now you know because you did it. It might have been tough. It was hard. But at the point where you ran away when it was its hardest, at least you know you can. So now you got a stronger resolve to at least get to this point because you know you can get here because you did it. But now what God can do is because you know you could do this, He could push you further. And then you get here and you say, God, you keep pushing me. You keep stretching me. I can't do this. It's too hard. And now you run away. But see, now you got to understand. You know now, not only can you do this, but you can do this. It was hard. It was tough and you quit, but at least you know you could do it. So God will now call you back and take you to here, but then push you a little further because now you could do it and you might run away and turn. But I want you to see what's happening, right? Each time He's pushing you to what your perceived breaking point is. So now you have an experience that you could at least go there and then He can take you a little further. See, it's not that you can't do it. It's that mentally you have not grasped onto the fact that you can not only do where He's taking you to do, but you can even do more. See, God is trying to reveal yourself to yourself. He's trying to reveal your true identity, which is far greater than what you settled for. He is trying to show you what your capacity is, what your ability is. But see, your mindset, your way of thinking has affected your ability to do it because your heart posture is not right. Your soul, your mind, will, and emotions ain't in alignment with what he created you to be. That's why he needs you to surrender all of that and to trust him with it, because he knows what's in you. He knows what he put in you. Yeah, Jeremiah 1:1. I'm telling you, Jeremiah 1, he tells you, before I formed you, I knew you. I know what you can do. I know what you're capable of. You don't, and I'm trying to show you. So I don't ever want you to feel like you giving up, you quitting is a bad thing, and you being shameful and wrapped in guilt and then giving up on God for good. I want you to understand that that's all a part of the plan. And each time you get back up, now you're aware of how far you can go, and God can push you a little further. You mad at God because he's pushing you, he's stretching you. But the faith that you settled on is not the measure of faith God gave you. Yeah, God gave you a bigger measure of faith. You just ain't tapping into it. Yeah. God gave you greater capacity to do these things. You just not doing it. You keep selling yourself short because you don't like the way how it feel. You don't like the way how it feel. You got to understand where that's coming from. Your mind is being challenged because you have only experienced a thing. So when you're getting pushed past that thing, your mind is having a difficult time processing it because it's not used to it. And because it's not used to it, you are getting so wrapped up in that you are starting to feel a certain way. It's based off of your perception. It's based off of your reasoning of that thing. It's based off of the fact that now you've taken that and you're saying, I can't, I have not done. And you are feeling a way about it because it's new, because it's changed. And now because you're having these negative feelings, you're thinking that's an indication you got to run. Do you know that that's how the devil works with the power of suggestion, getting all in your thoughts so that they become emotions, so that you can feel them in your flesh? So now it's in the body and now the body acts on it. You can't trust your feelings. You can't. So when you're in a space and you're like, I feel like I can't do it. I feel like it's too much. I feel like it's overwhelming. Lean not on your own understanding and trust that in this moment, God is stretching you. And if God is stretching you, you can do it. Just the mere fact that God is stretching you, that God is calling you to do a thing, that God is positioning you and pushing you and telling you to do a thing, tells you you can do it. You keep trying to get away from these pressurized moments, and it's what God needs you to sit in and surrender to it so he can show you more. He's trying to reveal more of himself to you. He's trying to reveal more of yourself to you, but you keep shutting yourself short. You keep stopping short. Go all the way with God. Go further than what you think you can do. When it gets hard, when it starts to hurt, when it starts to struggle and you want to run, keep going. You can do it because God, the creator, God that made you, is trying to tell you you can do it. Stop falling short of it. Go with God. He knows the safe operating limits. And the thing that'll blow you away is, do you have a limit with God? Allow yourself to be stretched by God. Stop running. He only gonna come back and grab you and put you right back in the same spot to push you further. That's the key. When you realize, Jonah, God's not new to this. He true to this. He can do this. You'll be all right. You ain't got no choice. Surrender to God and let God show you what you can do through him.